Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video I'm going to do another voiceover from my stream. I cut out the two teams that I thought were really interesting. I had a lot of really great battles on stream. This first team is suggested by For the Battles. If you don't know For the Battles, check her out on Twitter, Twitch, and on YouTube. Really great content creator. You probably already know her. But anyways, she suggests this team of, I think, Gavantula, Metacham, and Azumarill. Metacham as a safe switch with Ice Punch and Psychic. This team is quite weak to Needle Queens, so if you see a lot of Needle Queens, then you probably shouldn't run it. But let's go ahead and get started. The first lead is Sableye. So we actually CMP tie to the first two moves, but Gavantula wins CMP over Sableye. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to only shield once. They didn't go for the extra Shadow Claw, which is really good for me. So I actually lose the 2 shield, I believe, because they actually beat me to the third one. Because it's only 5 Shadow Claws for the third one, and it's 3 volts, which is for me to get the third one. So there's no point in me shielding here. I'm just going to look to bubble all the way down. So they have no energy right now. They switch out into Skarmory. That's totally fine for me. I'm not going to shield Azumarill at all at this point in time, because yeah, I should be in a pretty decent spot here. I did let an Air Slash through though, so they are going to Sky Attack me first, and then I believe they Brave Bird me here right as I get to would get to the Play Rough. That's totally fine. And I believe I thought it was going to be either Swampert, Geefus, or Venusaur. I forget what it ended up being. I think it ended up being a Meganium. Ended up being a Meganium, which is a little bit surprising to me, but that's okay. I expected it to be 50% chance it was going to be something that was going to be good against Azumarill, which is why I just sacked Azumarill. And I'm going to throw the... I got the... they didn't get a Vine Whip through, which is really good for me. And then I should be able to throw this next Ice Punch and be able to counter down the Sableye. That's why I wasn't too fussed on the Sableye. Because I knew I could ultimately counter it. Ice Punch it and counter it down. So then we're on to the second game here. Obviously a really good lead here versus Jellicent. I'm going to throw the Discharge here. They are staying in, so I could have lunged, and it would have been a really good time to lunge because the likelihood of them shielding is pretty high. We end up CP tying here, so you can see my face is a little bit confused because I'm pretty sure this is a Bubble Beam, and it is. And I believe they reach another Bubble Beam here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to build up a little bit here. I get a little bit too... I don't know if I get greedy here, because I wanted to make sure I get 2 of them off. So I do shield this. I thought about not shielding this, because I do think I end up surviving it. But if I overtap, then I would probably get hexed down. So a little bit too risky here. I am going to safe swap here into Azumarill, because I am quite debuffed at this point in time. I'm just going to throw the Hydro Pump here. Unfortunately, I let a Charm go through, which is not great for me. I am not going to shield this Azumarill at all. I do get a Bubble through, but because of that extra Charm, I'm not going to be able to make it to this. I wouldn't survive another... Well, I didn't think I would survive another Charm, so I just throw the Play Rough here just to chip it. And I would have survived it and could have got the Hydro Pump off, but that's okay. I'm not going to go to Gavantula here because I want to be able to debuff their last Pokemon. So I'm going to just take the move here. They end up throwing a Psyshock there. Obviously, Weather Ball would have been better there. Would have been better there? It does 60 plus stab. Yeah, we did slightly more damage. Not really that much more. It honestly doesn't make that big a difference. Now they're in Psychic range. So I am not going to shield this one here. I'm just outside of Psychic range. And I probably would have got countered down, to be honest, but I had to make a call there. And I'm going to be able to counter down here. Very nice. A little bit risky on my side, but it worked out fine. I definitely, maybe I should have committed to the Hydro Pump, was probably the big thing. I just wasn't sure I was going to make it. Okay, so good lead for me here. But obviously Politoed way spammier than Galvantula, but I do get the extra Volt Switch through, which is really huge for me. I'm going to throw 2 more and then CMP tie them. And they come into Ferrothorn here, which is not necessarily the best for me. Just because I was a little slow on the switch. And I don't have any fighting moves to hit it for super effective. So I try to CMP tie there, because I know I'm going to survive another move here. And then I should have thrown 3 counters, then threw the next one. I end up throwing 2, which gave them a whole turn. A whole turn. So I'm going to look to counter down, which I am still able to, so it's really good for me. They get 2 off there. I'm going to throw the lunge here. Lunge would KO because it is neutral. This also allows me to take a debuffed Weather Ball here. And then they have Ninetales, and then they just concede because the game's over. Interesting that they stayed in for so long with Politoed. Maybe they just want to grab a shield and then go, which is what I guess they ultimately did. So, okay, so here I was a little bit slow on the switch because I wasn't sure if I should lunge them first. So again, I'm going to take both charge moves here, which is fine for me. And I'm going to let this go. At this point in time, I maybe thought it was going to be a Meganium here. So I throw the... Okay, I kind of spaced out here, to be honest. I don't think it makes a difference, though. But I kind of spaced out here. So I let the Air Slash through. And then I have no idea why I didn't throw the second Ice Punch there. It doesn't really matter here. They come in. They actually have Ferrothorn here. Yeah, this is okay. And I must have missed a Bullet Seed somewhere because I actually thought this was a Mirror Shot, but it ended up being a Power Whip. So a little bit of mistake on my side. I'm gonna throw 2 Volt Switches. So when you're a 4 versus 3, if you throw 2, then you have 4 seconds worth of energy. And then they get 4.5, but you also get the charge move off, so it's not that bad of a trade-off. So I end up giving like 3 whole turns there for free, but I get a charge move through, I guess. So I am going to let this... I'm going to shield this. I do anticipate that they're going to try to snipe me, so I'm just going to immediately switch into a Azumarill to catch the move, basically. And I am gonna, depending on what they do here, if they Brave Bird me, I think I throw the Play Rough regardless here. So they Sky Attack me here. I am going to Play Rough them, which obviously is resisted, but I ultimately want to be able to bubble them down afterwards. So they need 2 more, which they're not going to be able to get to. And I'm gonna throw the Play Rough here. They do get a Bullet Seed through. This Play Rough actually doesn't KO, but puts them really low, and I'm going to switch out here just to get this Volt Switch through, so they're not able to get a move off, and that's going to be a good game there. So we're going into this next match here, and it's going to be Galvantula versus Azumarill. I must have lagged at the beginning, I'm not entirely sure. I do miss a bubble there, which is not really ideal. So don't mind the background noise. I'm just my dishwasher's going. Okay, so they got an extra bubble through. So depending on what this is, might be good or bad. So then I'm throwing the Play Rough here. I thought about lunging there. If I should just really switch to Medicham. Gonna let this go. They Energy Ball me here, which is actually better for me. So I throw after 3. Because on the 4th one, they actually, the 4th one or 5th one? I think it's the 5th one, actually. So I expect this to be actually Sableye coming in. And this is totally fine for me. Ice Punch here. And this Ice Punch is actually really nice for me because I'm going to effectively try to fast move down this team. I'm not going to shield a Zoom Roll at all. They throw the return at me. I am going to throw here. They get no extra Shadow Claws through. I think they need 5 more to get to another return. So they should be able to get it right here. But they're going to build up a bunch. They try to catch the move here. But now I'm just going to farm them all the way down. I'm going to throw the lunge here. And then I'm going to save the shield. I do expect them to throw the move here. I'm not going to shield. I already have the move on a Zoom Roll. So it doesn't really matter here. And then I should be able to play rough and take down this Sableye. They did have a move there. So potentially they could have thrown the return at me beforehand. But that's alright. We go into this next. Okay, so this next team is I made this is a stupid play here. I should have just went straight for Night Slash there. Actually, I also miscounted because I thought it was 11 to the Hyper Beam. It was actually 12, so we end up CMP tying here, which is not good. And then I throw this here, and so what I should have done here is I should have blind swapped to Frostlass because I knew they were gonna say switch here to their Steel. I ended up going into Pelipper, and then I should just straight Night Slash them there, and then I probably could have maybe say switched to Pelipper, drew the Bastodon, farmed it down, and then Frostlass versus G-Fizz is actually not that bad. And for some reason I didn't get the second one off before them, so I had some weird lag there. Not really too sure because I got an extra wing attack through as well. We simul swapped, so it was weird. And then I get some weird lag. I lose this game regardless, but I get some weird lag when I go to Frostlass. Look at my Powder Snows. They're actually doing Smackdowns faster than I can do Powder Snows. This is so strange here. Yeah, it was a really strange thing. I was like, yeah, that was like really confusing there. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes the game is weird, which is unfortunate. But I just made the wrong call there. So for some reason, I am restarting my game here, and did I cut this video wrong? Okay, well, we're gonna watch part of Cindy's match, I guess. Okay, so she has Deoxys versus Deoxys versus Galvantula, which obviously is really challenging for her. Man, okay, let me just fast forward through this part here. Why am I watching her match? Okay, what did I cut it this way? Okay, there you go. Okay, this should be my second game with this team. Okay, Skarmory versus Obstagoon, pretty neutral matchup. Here I like to throw at 7 to not give any extra air slashes, so I just basically give them 1 turn. So I get 7 turns, 7 seconds worth of energy, and then they get 7.5, but I also get the charge move off. So we throw it here, which ends up being a CMP, which is good for me. And what did I do here? They end up catching onto Meganium, which is totally fine. So I end up getting the extra Powder Snow in, which is really good because they got a Vine Whip in when I threw my move there. So I'm gonna throw basically 1 before the CMP, and then if they shield this, then I'll throw at them and CMP them. Okay, so obviously the Skarmory has a move. That should be all the energy here. Okay, so I get, because of the switch and maybe some lag there, I get 2 power stones off for their one. So I'm going to throw 3 here and then switch and then catch the leaf blade here. And then they undercharge there. Very nice undercharge by them. But I'm going to be able to throw the avalanche in there and take them out. And then this game's over. I'm going to be able to beat them to the move. And able to take out the Skarmory. Very nice. Alright. Okay, Obstagoon into Mew. So I try to throw at 6 here in case they want a Wild Charge and bail. Obviously the Shadow Claws are not doing anything. They didn't throw there, which is a smart move on their side. They throw right before I get to the second Night Slash there. Okay, they end up catching the move. Very nice. And this is actually okay for me because the Night Slash there kind of puts them in like Hurricane and Farm Down range. So they throw the Play Rough here right before I get to it. I throw one here, so they need 4 more for the next Play Rough. So they go over here. And then I throw the Hurricane here. So I think they tried to do the same thing last time, but unfortunately Hurricane is 1 turn less on the second one, so they Play Rough me here. That's totally fine. And then I switch out into Frostlass here. And this is actually a pretty decent matchup for Frostlass. I unfortunately give up a move there. And I'm looking pretty good here. I tried to not give up any turns there, so went a little bit over. That's fine. And good counting on their side. I'm just going to let this go. I shield once here. I shield once because I wasn't sure if how close I think I was one off the move. Okay, we experienced some lag there. That's totally fine. I'm just going to let this go and counter all the way down. And then I should be in a pretty good spot here. I think they end up catching a move here, but it doesn't really matter here because I have a shield still, and I would need to take out this Azumarill anyways because they have a move. They almost have a move on Azumarill because they went over farmed, and then I end up taking out their Mew there. So really nice play by my opponent. Unfortunately, I had the huge team comp advantage. Okay, so here's Altaria. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to throw the Night Slash. I'm not going to shield my Obstagoon at all. I'm going to look to farm down this Altaria afterwards. They shield the first one, which is kind of weird, to be honest. So now I'll just take the shield advantage plus the energy advantage. So I get the boost here. And there's no way I'm going to shield this. I know it's tough to see me go down with the boost, but it's just not worth it. I'm going to stick with the plan. I'm going to farm down with the Frostlass. I'm not going to shield this. It's going to be a Sky Attack. I'm going to look to farm down all the way. And then they come in, I believe they come in the Azumarill here. I'm going to throw the 1 Shadow Ball. This will put them into Hurricane range. And then I'll switch here. And then they end up having a Medicham. And so then they throw here at 7. So... And so it ended up being weird that they threw a Power Punch there, which is... Yeah, just they no shield there, which is obviously the correct move. Because very unlucky that I threw the Hurricane there. When I can just straight Weather Ball. They let go down, and then this game's over here, right? I have 2 shields. They have a little bit of energy. I believe 1 more game after this. So really, there, if I would have shielded, they would have just came into a zoom roll, and then what would I have done, right? So like it would have just been a waste of a shield there. So just gotta remember to stay just disciplined. I don't know why I didn't cut this better, but we're gonna go ahead and fast forward a little bit here. Or was that my last game there? Okay, nope. We have one more. Obviously, good lead here. Unfortunately, without cross chop, I'm going to throw on the CMP here, which is going to be to the Earthquake. So I let this go. Debatably, I could have shielded here. Since they're staying in, they might be double weak. They go into Cresselia here. I'm going to throw the Night Slash here. I really probably shouldn't have, because I think the one Shadow Ball wouldn't have KO'd, but with the Powder Stones definitely would have did enough. So I throw here. They're like 9, so like quite a bit of energy. I shield this, expecting this to be the Moonblast. Not expecting them to bait, but they do end up baiting. I guess because two Grass Knots end up KOing anyways, so I'm not going to shield now. Because they're just going to straight Grass Knot me here. I make a little bit of risky play here by throwing the Avalanche on the CMP. And I kind of debate here what to do. They come into G-Fist here. Okay, we're experiencing a little bit of lag. They get an extra one through, so they're at like 4. They no shield this. Oh, they obviously they can't shield it because they have no, they have nothing left. And then unfortunately, Frostlass is just way too strong against this team here. And then I'm able to one-shot this Altaria here. Then I switch, and then that's gonna be game over. And then I ended up going 4-1 with that team. I really like that team. I really like Frostlass. And I think Obstagoon is a really good pairing with Frostlass, and plus with Pelipper. Kind of covers that dark and fire weakness that Frostlass has, and as well ghost weakness. So I do think these are two really strong teams. Obviously, both have their issues, but with appropriate gameplay, I think they can definitely help you climb. Anyways, I'm going to leave there. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see everyone in the next video.